Hey guys, good morning. Yes, it's Easter Sunday and I feel pretty good with myself. So today I have just taken a shower and then I came back upstairs to spontaneously cornrow my hair. I feel like every time I touch my hair, I come back here and I tell you guys about it. So in the past, I used to be that person who used to wash her hair every 2 weeks, and I felt that that was my own way of kind of keeping my hair always moisturized. But I've come to learn that that's not exactly good for my kind of hair texture. And in this year, I'm trying to see if I can actually stretch out my wash day routine for my hair. So I'm trying to see if I can actually wash my hair just once a month. And so this morning, that's exactly what I've done. I didn't loosen the hair entirely, which I normally would have done, and that would usually be after I wash my hair. All I did this morning was just losing the individual cornrows which were already there, and then I started to individually plait on top of them, which kind of gave me this result right now. So it kind of makes it easier that way until whenever I wash my hair again in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully I can actually last that long. Anyways, the morning is so beautiful, guys. I don't even know where all of this sun came from, but the weather has been so good, and that's exactly why I decided to whip up this jumpsuit. Yes, you guys have seen it before. I love it so much. And so this morning I am going to be going downstairs to meet up with my dearly beloved husband, after which I will go down to the Potter's Lodge because I only got a bank account, guys. I know it's so embarrassing. I've stayed here for a while now and I still do not have a bank account, or I only just got a bank account, and so I don't have a bank card yet. I've basically been depending on my husband for the last 4 months. I mean, I've enjoyed it, taking money out from someone else's pocket, not mine. So I just opened a bank account and now I'm going to get the bank card. I want to see if they've actually sent it to the Potter's Lodge so that I can start using my bank card already, because I still do not have a contract line for my phone, so I need to get that also done. After which, today I want to do some chicken wings because I came across this girl's recipe somewhere on Instagram and I was like, I think I can do this. I think I can cook this up for my family. Why not? It's just 2 of us. We can actually just take a bowl of chicken and eat and get fat and be happy. So that's what the plan is for today. Chris is downstairs now trying to sort out some virus study. I don't know what he's doing downstairs, but these doctors, it never ends with them. They just keep studying for the rest of their lives. I couldn't live my life like that. I don't know, he enjoys it, so what the heck. Please use the cycle gate. Okay, so we have 2 gates in this college. There's a wooden gate here and there is a cycle gate. So obviously the cycle gate is broken down. This is what college life looks like. That's where students park their bicycles, or fellows park their bicycles. So guys, this is my chicken wings. I'm just going to be shoving my hands into my locker here to look for all of the ingredients that I'm going to be using to marinate it this afternoon to make for some spicy chicken wings. What did she even use again? My goodness, I think I need to check my phone again. I am going to be cooking some beans. I'm just boiling it here. My mom taught me to just wash my beans with cold water and cook, but I visited my aunt some years in my childhood days and she taught me to parboil my beans before I cook it, and she told me that that gets to help eliminate the effects that most people get to suffer from after eating beans, which could be heartburn or lots of gas bloating, or just to wash away all of the preservatives that is used to store the beans before you buy them. So I've just done that now. Like you guys can see, there's hot water in the pot, so I'm going to be straining this water now, and then I will wash the beans with fresh cold water before I get to cook it. So that's what we're having for lunch on Easter Day: beans and rice. I know it's not exactly the typical meal, but I have some turkey stew which I made some 2 days back, and we're going to be eating that with this mix day. So I'm looking forward to my lunch. I haven't done rice and beans together in like years now. so I hope it definitely gets to be appealing for me to enjoy for lunch. Let me know what you guys are having for lunch today in your own homes for Easter. In Nigerian homes, most of us eat rice and chicken or turkey, depends on what you can afford, and that's after we've come back from church in the afternoon. So today was Sunday, and of course lots of churches are closed down now, so everybody is home. This is taking forever to cook. The beans is done. Unfortunately, I do not own a pressure cooker. I know I should if I cook beans, but unfortunately I do not, just because I do not have so much space in this kitchen, just like my last one. But hopefully whenever we have that kitchen, the dream kitchen that has a lot of space, maybe that day we will get to own a pressure cooker. But right now that day hasn't come. So my beans is done. This is what it looks like. Woohoo! So right now guys, I have just parboiled the rice, which I am going to be pouring right into the beans. So I'm just going to rinse my hand a little bit, and then I will chuck that into the pot of beans so that they can both cook together, because that's the way I want to eat it today. So what I have here, this is my stew. I made this some days ago all by myself. It's my very own tomato stew. Yeah, with turkey. Delicious. You need to taste it. Alright guys, so before I dish out this lunch now, I just wanted to share a story that just came up in my head, and it was something that used to happen to me as a child. So in my childhood days, this is about food. When I was much younger, I was tormented with the thought that I was super skinny. It was something that used to bother me a lot, and it didn't just bother me myself, it was also something that bothered my mom a lot, and she used to worry about it for a really long time. She was worried about why exactly her children were super skinny, even though while she was much younger like myself, at least at my age now, I know my mom was like me. This is what my mom looked like when she was like my age. I remember when I was in primary 4, then I was 8 years old, I was 20 kg. I remember so vividly how my weight was maintained from primary 4 to primary 6 as 20 kg up until when I was going off to secondary school. Then I was 12 years old, and I was able to gain maybe an extra 2 to 3 kg before I went off to secondary school. So probably I was about 23 kg when I went off to secondary school. And this worry was so much in my head that by the time I went off to secondary school, because it was a boarding school with lots of other girls, different shapes and sizes, I was one of the very tiny ones then in school, my twin sister and I. And I remember very clearly about one time the principal actually called us into her office, because my twin sister was always falling sick. And the principal actually called us to her office to ask us if we were of the sickle cell genotype. And she worried so much because my sister was always getting sick, but I wasn't getting sick. I think my sister's own sickness was always attributed to her missing home a lot. And the principal actually said that we should go back home and have another blood test done to be sure that our genotypes were not SS, just to be sure about the kind of healthcare that we're getting in secondary school. I mean, it was something that I worried about for so long that on a particular holiday when my sister and I went home from boarding school, we were in my mom's office. So we used to go with my mom to her office because we couldn't stay at home on holidays, because my other siblings would go to school and it was just my twin sister and I that would come back home from boarding school, and every other person is gone on their different activities. A member of her staff who had been seeing us on several occasions on this particular holiday decided to call her aside and give her some piece of advice. Now, this wasn't based on any founded law. This man just created his own theory and decided to share with my mom, and he said that my mom should stop feeding us with okra soup or draw soup. Now, that's the very slimy soup that most Nigerians get to cook in their homes, and I used to love it as a child. So my mom decided to wean us off that soup because she felt that kind of sounded very concrete enough, and she was like, okay, so no more okra and ogbono soup in this house. And for a very long time, that was the way we were feeding in my house. Unfortunately, we still weren't adding weight. I know we drank a lot of soy milk as children afterwards. My mom used to buy really big jars of soy milk, and of course this went on for a really long time. But by the time I went up to to university because I schooled really far away from home. I had gained my independence and I decided to go back to my okra and ogbono soup. But right now in my life, guys, I think this is just, it just gets to show you the kind of things that we worry about that we have no control over. I mean, there's just no point bothering about things that you cannot change. And I can't get to explain, or I can't get to tell you the number of young teenage girls that get to suffer from this form of complex. Usually a lunch person. I'm never really that hungry for lunch unless on days when I go off to work, which still I will just eat something light and wait until when I get back home and have my heavy dinner. I, at this point, will not exchange my body for anything in the world. I'm super happy for my skinniness. I think I've even put on more weight than I probably even planned for myself. I won't tell you guys my weight right now, but it's not so much, but it's good enough for my body size, and I think I can find clothes that I can perfectly fit into, which is really good for me. So the food is all done now and I'm going to be dishing it all out, and that's what we're going to be having for lunch. I can't wait. Anyways, my chicken is still in the oven and we're going to be having chicken wings for dinner. Normally I don't do 3-course meals in a day. I like to just have 2 meals because I don't even have the time, and there's no kid in this house to be eating 3-course meals. We're usually out to work, so lunch is usually not happening here. Even when I go to the office, I will usually nibble on very light snacks, but since I'm home, it's usually most of the time just lunch and dinner. Sorry, breakfast and dinner. My breakfast will come really late, which is like 10 to 12 o'clock, because I don't like to really have very early breakfasts because it just doesn't work in my system. So enough of my talking. Now let me dish the food. This is what my lunch looks like right now. Avocado with some tomato stew, turkey, and rice and beans, fully served. I'm just going to taste it here and then I'll go join Chris in the dining for lunch, for a proper lunch, because I can't stand to eat. Does it taste so good? I think I'm going to take some more rice. Alright guys, so can we talk from this angle? Let's try today. So lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it, is served. I'm done with that. I've spent most of my day on my laptop because I've been trying to study for an interview which I have in a few days time after the Easter break. So I had attended an interview sometime in February, because that was when I just got back from Nigeria. So I attended that interview, guys, and I messed up a lot. It was such a disaster. I was asked questions that I will be asked if I was just graduating from school, and I couldn't even give answers to the question, especially because I had been in another line of specialization. They were asking me mainly general questions of radiography. I mean, even the simplest questions of the qualities of a basic chest x-ray, I probably only gave them one answer and that was it. I couldn't remember anything else, and I felt really dumb just being in the room. I'm sure the interviewer was probably wondering, like, how did this human being actually get into this room? But I mean, by the time I walked out of that room, somehow I knew that I wasn't going to be getting that job, and it's been pretty difficult for me to be able to secure another interview, especially with this COVID thing in the air and hospitals, everybody just being so busy right now. So it's not exactly priority for anybody to be giving jobs, because there's a lot of paperwork that comes along with giving a job. But lately, one of the agencies that I've been working with has been able to secure another interview for me. So sometime 2 weeks ago, they called me and said that there was going to be an interview, and then he called me some days later and said the line manager is just gone into isolation, that we should give it another 2 weeks. And then sometime last week, he called me and said the HR just went into isolation, so it's definitely not going to be happening. So they're hoping that by this week it will get to hold. Right now it's kind of like mixed feelings that I feel not being in the hospital, because I know a couple of people have asked me like, so do you feel you haven't gotten a job, so it's probably like a good thing that you're not in the hospital setting right now, especially with this pandemic in the air. And I feel blessed not to be in the hospital, sort of, because of course I feel much safer at home, but somewhere in another part of my head I feel like I am not exactly being of service to the people that I should be helping out there. I feel very handicapped a lot of times just being indoors, at least just to go contribute, even if it's not just every day of the week, just go out and do something in the hospital. I kind of feel like I will feel more fulfilled than what exactly I'm doing right now, which is absolutely nothing, just waking up every other day and spending my entire time of the day on the internet watching God knows what. But hopefully this time around it will get to click and I can get back into hospital practice, just at least to do something. But this particular job that I'm going for now, because it's supposed to be an online interview, because I ain't got no time to be going on train to God knows if I'm going to actually get the job at the end of the day. So it's like 40 minutes away from my house, and I hope that I actually am able to secure another job somewhere around this area, because I don't know for how long I'm going to be able to travel that far. Thankfully, the thing about this job is it's just 3 days of the week, and so I don't have to go every day, which was one of the reasons why I actually jumped on the offer when it came. So I'm really hoping that this one pulls through and I can get back to work and just continue from where I stopped, because right now I feel like my brain is shrinking every other day of the week and it's just impossible to keep up with whatever is happening around me. But anyways guys, that's it for my day and what I am eating. I don't think I'm going to be eating any more of those chicken wings that I grilled this evening, because I thought we're going to be able to nibble on it when we're watching movies, because I thought we're going to be having something to eat this evening. Unfortunately that won't be happening because Chris is still studying and he'll probably be downstairs for another 2 hours. So by the time he comes back upstairs, that will probably be like 8 p.m. and I can't be eating chicken wings at that time, because if I do, when I'm going to bed, I will just be bloated from spicy foods. So I don't want that for myself. So guys, at this point, from this part of my house, this is me signing out. I hope you have a wonderful Easter, or at least you do something nice for yourself. Call your friends, call your relatives, try and keep in touch with everyone whom you haven't done so with in a very long time. And for those of us who are Christians, of course, weren't able to go to church, but online church is now the thing for all of us to adapt to and kind of connect with our brethren. So that's it for me from this angle, and I'll just be signing out. Take care of yourselves guys, and until I see you next time, don't forget to do all the very nice things you do on my channel. You know what they are, and I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye.